If you have PCOS, then here's something that could change how well you manage it. Stop focusing only on periods, hair loss, acne, and start paying attention to your actual insulin levels. Because irregular periods, hair loss, acne, these are all symptoms. The root cause is actually what the insulin levels are in your body. And yes, I said manage, not reverse. Because PCOS is a lifelong condition. You cannot reverse it, you cannot cure it, but you can manage it. And the moment that management slips, it will flare up. Doesn't matter what your age is a lifelong process. Let's talk about why insulin levels deserve your attention way before insulin resistance, high blood sugar, high HbA1c levels actually show up on paper on your blood work. But before we get into what goes wrong, let's look at what should happen. You eat food, breaks down, you have glucose. Glucose enters your bloodstream. Now, this glucose cannot just be floating around. It needs to enter the cells to be used as energy or to be stored for later. Your pancreas sees this glucose and it releases insulin. Now, think of insulin as a key. Your cells have doors. Doors have locks, which are the receptors. Now, insulin is the key that fits into the lock. The moment it turns, doors open and the glucose, which is floating around in your bloodstream, can enter the cell. So your blood sugar comes down. Pancreas stop releasing the insulin and balance is restored. This is what happens in a healthy body. Insulin does its job efficiently, your cells respond well, and everything stays in a normal range. Now let's look at what happens when the system breaks down. In a healthy person, the key, that's insulin, fits perfectly into the lock. The lock turns and the doors open so glucose can go in. But imagine the lock gets rusty. The key is still the same, but now it doesn't turn as smoothly. You have to wiggle it, you have to force it, and sometimes you need two keys instead of one to open the same lock. This, in its simplest form, is insulin resistance. Your cells are not responding to the current insulin levels, so your pancreas panic and it floods more and more insulin, more and more keys to open the same lock. Eventually, so much insulin is released and so much resistance is built up because the locks are so badly corroded that no amount of this insulin flood works. And that's when your blood sugar starts rising. And this is actually when you start seeing abnormal glucose numbers on your blood work. But here is the most critical part that people often miss out. Your insulin levels have been climbing high way before your blood sugar starts looking abnormal. Let me say that again. By the time your blood sugar looks high, your HbA1c levels are high, you've been diagnosed as insulin resistant, pre-diabetic or even diabetic, insulin has been elevated for months, sometimes even years. Now, most women with PCOS are overweight. But here's the truth. Insulin levels start rising way before you reach that overweight stage. And then there are women who are not overweight at all. Their blood reports don't put them in the insulin resistant category. Not just yet. Their fasting glucose is normal, their HbA1c looks normal, but their insulin levels, those are high. And that's exactly why their PCOS symptoms are present. In fact, still worsening. Even with the normal weight, even with the so-called normal blood reports. Those elevated insulin levels are a telltale sign of where things are heading. Simply put, your insulin levels help you detect the problem at a much earlier stage. It tells you where you are going before you actually get there. It's an early warning sign that most women with PCOS are not looking out for. Now let's connect this to your actual PCOS symptoms. High insulin does two things which are making your PCOS worse. First, it directly signals your ovaries to produce more androgens, male hormones like testosterone. And this is what is causing the acne, the hair loss, the facial hair growth, the irregular periods. The second bad thing that high insulin levels do to your body is that they tell your liver to make less of sex hormone binding globulin. SHBG is the protein that binds testosterone and keeps it inactive. Low levels of SHBG means more free testosterone roaming around in your body doing the damage. So high insulin means more androgen production and more androgens being active, which are freely roaming around in your body. This is why managing insulin is managing PCOS at its very root. But here's the tricky bit. It's not a one-way street. Androgens and insulin is a two-way relationship, and it is a tightly bound vicious cycle. High androgens make the problem worse. More androgens signal your pancreas to produce more insulin. And the high levels of androgens also reduce the liver's ability to actually clear them out. So you get stuck in this loop, round and round, one feeding the other. That's why PCOS cannot just go away, and the symptoms keep getting worse if left unmanaged and unchecked. And this management is applicable not just when you're trying to conceive a baby. These issues impact your quality of life forever. So whether you are 13 years old or whether you are 58 years old, it doesn't matter. If you have been diagnosed with PCOS at some point of time in your life, you have to manage it. Now, a quick but important point. Did you notice how many times liver came up? It's not just about insulin and insulin management. That is extremely crucial, but your liver health is equally important in PCOS management. If your liver is sluggish, or if you have fatty liver, or if you're just eating a very high fat, high carb diet, which is putting a lot of load on your liver, then your symptoms are going to get worse. That's a topic for another video, but keep that in mind. So what's the takeaway? It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. You need to understand how far has the issue progressed? What is the damage that has already been done? Are you insulin resistant already? Or your insulin levels high, but you have not been diagnosed with insulin resistance just yet? What does your blood work say, and what is the level of intervention that you need? That's why a comprehensive blood panel really matters, and not just fasting sugar and HbA1c. Fasting insulin levels, get that tested, know your number. Because catching elevated insulin levels early, before it shows up as insulin resistance, before it shows up as weight gain, as prediabetes, can save you years of unnecessary weight gain, worsening symptoms, years of being told everything looks fine when you know that internally you are not feeling fine, years of shame and frustration that could have been totally avoided. Don't wait for things to get bad and then take action. By then you're playing catch up. Get ahead, test your insulin, understand where you are, and manage accordingly. If this helped you understand PCOS a little bit better, then let me know in the comments below. And if you want to dig into the research behind this, I'll leave a couple of links for you in the description box. Remember, PCOS is not a life sentence. It's simply a diagnosis, and it can be managed absolutely well, and that starts with understanding your numbers. We do a customized approach for our clients at Shapeshift, and if you're looking for a more tailored solution for yourself, then reach out. If this video helped you, then don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Ahilya, I'm a clinical dietitian, and this is me signing off.